Hello, I'm Sophia Lou and welcome to my channel.
Hello guys and welcome to my sketchbook tour. Many of you have been asking about this and it's finally time for me to do it. If you've been following me on Instagram, you would have seen some of these pictures that are in here. This is my Artist Mixed Media Cache by Dale Rownby, and this is probably one of my favourite sketchbooks. I'll leave a link down below to a UK site that does stock them. As far as I'm aware, I don't know anyone else who does stock them. The stickers in the front are done by Submarine Coat, also known as Nikki Stew. I'll leave a link to her work down below, she's amazing. And these stickers inside are done by Becky Hughes. I'm obsessed with Steven Universe, so I had to get them. I'll also leave a link to her down below. Check her out, they're both amazing. This sketchbook, when I first started it, was originally just going to be all traditional. Well, it was all going to be like traditional, original work, and mainly just me testing out the pad and to try out and test what I want before I do the final piece for my videos. And it worked out pretty well. I mean, it ended up being just a fan art sketchbook in the end, but I really enjoyed doing it. A lot of the stuff that's in here is my personal favourite fandoms. It's just what I fancied doing at the time. So I've got my favourite ships in here, like Bubbling, I've got Undyne and Alpheus, which are one of my favourite ships. Wicked is in here, Disney's in here, like pretty much everything that I just felt like doing at the time. So if you're gonna be asking about what media I use in this, it is Pro Markers, WH Smith pencils, mainly my Hobbycraft watercolours, and sometimes I've been using my Winsor & Newton. Before we go on, let me just explain. These two characters you may recognise. The shorter character with the ogre girl with the one wing and she has like a tail, that is my character Jellybean. She's in my comic. And the other Cyclops girl is from our webcomic series coming out called Strings. And then the end is just a doodle. So this starts as my Disney face. This was because I really wanted to do a series that was Art Nouveau but Disney inspired, and because we can't really sell Disney prints, it was just to get it out of my system. Before anyone asks, no, these pieces are not for sale that are in my sketchbook, because it was just for me to vent. If anyone would like to commission something that's similar that's in the sketchbook, please hit me up with a private message or my email, which is all in my information box down below, and we'll see what I can do from that. But a lot of this was me just trying blending techniques with some of my favourite characters, because I don't get to draw a lot of fan art, mainly because I do so much traditional work, that this ended up being my vent sketchbook. A lot of the pieces in here are clean and tidier than what I would usually do for a sketchbook, but a lot of them I like, a lot of them I don't like, and this is just because it's me practicing for videos, it's practicing for future pieces, so then I know what to do and what not to do. And it's also to really test the mixed media paper as well, to see what it could take. Now, if you are planning on getting one of these mixed media pads, I would say watercolours, absolutely fine with. Pencil crayons, absolutely fine with. Just as a warning with Pro Markers, it does take Pro Markers very well, but if you are going to layer your Pro Markers to get a smooth edge, as you can see, a lot of the edges on this aren't smooth, you can see parts are very blotchy. This is because if you do one single layer, it's very smooth and doesn't bleed through the paper, but the second you start layering on that, it does bleed through the paper slightly. So that's my little tip for it. If you do want to use this pad in future reference, and it's the same with any mixed media pad that I've ever tried, but I just loved doing this. It was so much fun to do, just because I am a fan of so many different things, and as I said earlier, I don't get an opportunity or a chance to draw much fan art because I end up doing so much traditional, original work for shows and stuff, because that's what I'm used to. I like doing my own ideas, but it's nice every now and again just to draw something that you're a huge fan of yourself. And everything in this sketchbook I'm a huge fan of. Emperor Cusco from Emperor's New Groove is one of my favourite characters, as is Captain Amelia from Treasure Planet, which Treasure Planet is my all-time favourite Disney film, and I will put my hands up and say that. I love Disney. It's such a huge inspiration in my work, and I wish I could thank Disney for everything they've done, because it's amazing. I would like to do some of the Disney pieces for future videos, and if you would like to see that, let me know in the comments down below. These are ideas for Steven Universe charms and stickers, because I'm a little obsessed with Steven Universe. The Flame Princess and the Princess Bubblegum piece was just done using a WH Smith pencil, and this was just to test the vibrancy of the colour, and I really love how they turned out, especially Flame Princess, which, if you didn't know, I'm a huge fan of Adventure Time. I just have a lot of fandom things that I'm obsessed with. Oh look, it's me and my partner playing Pokemon Go. I love Harry Potter. I just love so much stuff, and it's all so inspiring, and this sketchbook was just so nice just to fill with all this stuff that inspires me, and I really want to, and I want to know what your guys' thoughts are. I'd like to do a sketchbook of all the stuff I've done in the last year, just because I've done a lot of sketch, and this is like probably in the first year that I have done so much stuff in my sketchbook, because I don't usually do it. I just usually draw on random bits of paper, but I've really enjoyed exploring so much this year, and I think it's really helped my digital work. And if you guys follow me on Instagram, or if you follow me on Twitter, you'll notice I'll post up like pictures all the time, and this is just because this is how I get inspired. I just have my little sketchbook and I just draw away, and some of these pictures will be they're references for prints that might be in the future, or which you may have recognised, especially from these Undertale ones, that these are like rough ideas of what I want to lay out, and I've really enjoyed doing that. I've especially enjoyed keeping a sketchbook very clean, and this is probably my cleanest sketchbook I've ever done. And it was nice for me to experiment and see what worked and what didn't work. So when you're looking at this, please don't think all my sketchbooks are like this, because they're really not. A lot of my sketchbooks is just me doing like a really poo doodle in the middle of something and just go, look, I did an art. But I think, as I'm gonna say many times, like the best thing about this was just being able to play tribute to a lot of stuff that inspires me, and it was nice to have a sketchbook just dedicated to that. Like, I'm obsessed with a lot of people are at the moment. Miraculous Ladybug and Steven Universe and Undertale have taken over my life right now, and it's not something that a 25-year-old often says, but I love these shows, I love these games. It inspires me to draw, and it's what I eventually want to do one day. I'd love to be able to be a storyboard artist on a show. Just to stop here, this Peridot image I've done with her running with a crate, I want to turn that into a sticker. It's one of my favourite pictures I've done of Peridot. I just want to do a series of really stupid Peridot stickers, because Peridot is my favourite gem. I think she's absolutely hilarious. But yeah, going back to what I was saying, and I think it's really important to have a book that you can vent in, and I have more than one book that I do vent in, and this one was really nice just to have loads and loads of fan art in, because I could go, you know what, I don't fancy drawing X, Y and Z today, let's get the fan art sketchbook out. And I've got another one of these that I've just started, which I'm doing all witch doodles in, which I'm very excited for. Yes, it's my Mushroom Hunters piece. I'm not taking it out of this sketchbook yet, but I will be, and it's probably one of my favourite pieces I've ever done. And this was all thanks to experimenting in this sketchbook, and I was really happy with the way it came out, because I was allowed to experiment. This is what I'm going to say to everyone: don't be afraid in your sketchbook to try out different techniques, to try out things that you're not usually used to. I found that by doing this, that it allowed me to explore ideas more, and my other sketchbooks are much messier, but this one was my clean sketchbook, and that's because I just enjoyed drawing in it. it was just so much fun to draw in this sketchbook and get my ideas out. I really, really love doing it. Yes, this is Wicked. Wicked is one of my favourite musicals. But I highly recommend anyone to do it because it is so much fun. I really hope you guys have enjoyed the sketchbook tour and enjoyed my little commentary over it. I love seeing what other people do in their sketchbooks, and this just happened to be my fan art sketchbook, and I was so happy that I managed to fill it. It took quite a while because I was doing conventions in between. This was done from I think it was end of May-ish to the end of August, so it's 4 months. So it's not 4 months worth just in the sketchbook alone, because I've been working in other ones and doing work in between, but this was probably one of my favourite sketchbooks I've ever done, and I highly recommend anyone to try out these sketchbooks if you can. As I said, link down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. You are amazing and I love you all. If you want to see more content from me, maybe subscribe. What was your favourite fan art? What's your favourite fandom? Let me know in the comments down below, and maybe if you'd like to, leave a like. Thank you as always, really appreciate it, and as always, stay creative.